potty break this time. Only people that call it potty breaks are people that have babies, and I have one of those, so. Yeah, Emily also had to take a potty break last time, so it's not all my fault. All right, so let's get this show on the road. Who's ready for some comedy? All right. Our first comedian is a stroke survivor, a paranormal investigator, and he used to work in law enforcement. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Chris Riley!
Never say die, never say die. You're gonna see me standing with my fist in the sky. Never say die, look into my eyes. Yeah, you know that I can see the future gonna rise. Never say, never say. Never say.
All right. Well, I'll stand away from that. Oshkosh, how you doing? So I'll be honest, I'm from Milwaukee. I'm not really up to speed on everything Oshkosh is doing. So I decided to look up some things about Oshkosh. And we all know about the EAA air fly-in that happens every year. I did not realize that that was the biggest event in the world. How do you guys feel about that? There's not a lot of proud people about that, apparently, in Oshkosh. Well, that's okay. Bring it down a notch, because I also found out in April, you guys had a theatrical presentation of Ed Gein, the musical, here in Oshkosh. So, Ed Gein was a guy, for those that don't know, he liked to put on people's skin. It's a strange thing to do, but that was his thing. That was his thing. And all I could think was, what if he had Facebook in his day? That who wore a better challenge, that would have been different. So, like I said, like he said, I had a stroke. We'll get into that in a minute. But along with having a stroke, I'm getting older. And nobody warned me how crappy it was to get older. Let's be serious. Now I'm at an age where if you drop something on the floor, you have to debate whether or not you're going to pick it up. Drop something, whew, just kick that under the cabinet there. No, I'm sure the baby's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Baby's going to be fine. I'll just throw some crackers down there later. So getting older, I had my first colonoscopy. That's a fun event. How many of you guys have had, and ladies? Let me explain it if you don't know it. They have you drink some stuff. They have you drink some stuff until you shit yourself, which is strange. And then they put you to sleep, and then they do stuff to your ass. It reminds me of my college days. It's a good time in college. The one thing I didn't expect is when I was leaving, when I was checking out, they gave me the discharge paperwork, and there's pictures. Why do I need pictures of my ass? Hey, Doc, can I get some 8x10s and wallet sizes in this? Because Christmas is coming. The strange thing is, they didn't find the humor, because when I had my first colonoscopy, it was around Easter, and I asked them if they found the Easter egg. They didn't really find the humor in that. So I don't know how many people go to the doctor a lot, but I remember the first time I went to the doctor for something serious was for a hernia. Is it normal for doctors not to wear gloves when they touch your penis? Anyone? He's down there, he's feeling around, and he goes, I'm not really impressed. We're talking about the hernia, right, Doc? And then what they don't tell you is they shave you, but they only do half the job. What am I supposed to do with this? Can't do a mullet. I got to do a comb over. Nobody likes comb overs. So like I said, I did have a stroke. Some people say, did you really have a stroke? Every time I do comedy, they say, did you really have a stroke? Why would I lie about something like that? I mean, I will tell you it's 1 star. It's not very fun. But the one thing I didn't get from the stroke is I didn't get the spasticity like everybody's used to seeing, where the hands tighten up and stuff like that. And I said, that would have been a convenient thing to have for those challenges where they say who can keep their hand on this vehicle the longest can win it. Because my hand would never come off. But I didn't get that one. What I got was a loss of feeling in my left side. And it was kind of weird because you know how animals surprise themselves when they fart? They don't realize it was them. That's what was happening. I was just kind of there, and, my ass was numb. There's a, what the hell was that? Anybody hear that? What is that? The hell? I don't. So, it was a weird thing. And then you go to physical therapy, and they say, we need you to do this and that. And they liked working with me because I wanted to do everything. I'm not going to let this stroke beat me. You can't tell by looking at me now, but I couldn't walk when I was in the hospital. I had to learn to walk again. I still walk a little funny, but hey, nobody knows if I've been drinking or not. But if I'm walking straight, then I probably had too much to drink. So they're working with me, and they're excited to work with me because I'm doing everything. I just was a little confused about the riding crop and ball gag that they wanted me to use. But I'm sure he knew what he was doing. It's probably all part of this. And then I learned, I don't know if you know this, is there any physical therapists out here? If there is, you're scared, I get it. Let me tell you where this is going. So I found out physical therapists practice on cadavers. And so I asked, have you ever got any of them to walk again? I feel like this is something I need to know. I want to know what your success rate is, because if you're getting dead people to walk, we're doing really well. Really well. So back to I get confused about all this health stuff people are doing. I don't know if you guys are aware, but some people get coffee enemas. Anybody hear these? You've had a coffee enema, apparently. I guess what I want to know, has anybody had a coffee enema for real here? Chickens. Somebody probably had. I didn't understand how that worked because I just want to know how that drive-through window works at Starbucks. Guys, I'd like a grande, please, no foam. And we get, so I went and got a prostate exam. That was fun too, because you get that on top of these colonoscopies. And I go to my doctor's office. I don't know if you realize this, they do blood tests now. It's great, they do blood tests. I went there and I said, hey, I think I need one of these prostate exams. I'm a little nervous about it, whatever. He goes, oh, no, we just do blood tests. I was like, oh, thank God, I thought that. And he announced really loud, oh, you thought a finger in the butt. Really? For those that haven't been to the doctor in a while, these walls are about as thin as a cheap apartment. So as I'm walking out, the guy in the room next to me is walking out. We made eye contact. I know he heard it, but I think I have a date later. So it all kind of worked out. So the last thing I'll leave you with is even though I had a stroke, I actually got engaged. I did it. She liked Harry Potter, so I did the Harry Potter paper, and I did the wax seal and the feather and all that kind of stuff. And she opened it up. She got so excited, she ran into a brick wall. Knocked herself out because she thought she was going to Hogwarts. Oh, honey, I'll just throw some crackers down there later. It'll be okay. Thank you, everybody.